Bwana Pierce, James and your team from Centum, the team from Kilifi County, the homeowners. Indeed, it's a great day, not just to the homeowners, but also to the county government of Kilifi. Today, as you take occupation of your houses, your names will officially be registered as ratepayers in my register. And that's the beauty of this relationship. When this project started, in fact, before this project started, I remember as a county government, we had planned and organized for an international investment conference that was held in Kilifi at the Pwani University grounds. That particular conference brought quite a number of investors, both local and international, big and small. One of those investors who was there was Centum. And Centum was there to showcase this particular project. And I remember having a chat with Chris Kirubi about this project and asked Chris, you know, we don't just want to give you approval or to give you the land for speculative purposes. I want you to assure us that when you're given this land, indeed what you're showcasing here will be implemented. And Chris looked at me and said, maybe you don't know Centum. And he gave me a booklet and told me, go through it and see the much that Centum has achieved, both in Kenya and outside our borders. And once you've gone through that booklet, ask me that question again. And I think after looking at that particular booklet, I did not dare ask the question, because I knew Centum was capable of midwifing the kind of project bigger than the one that we are witnessing today. And I remember telling Chris that with the current constitutional dispensation, you don't just convince me or my government officials. You have to walk and work with the people. And in this respect, the people of Ipingo. Public participation is one of the most important demands that is demanded of us as leaders, as investors, before we roll out any project, be it big or small. And I remember Chris telling me, we will be patient. We will engage whoever is supposed to be engaged, because we want everyone to take pride of this project once it is complete. And through my good friend Edward, who is the local boy here, working very closely with my team, we had a series of meetings with the residents of Ipingo. Quite a number of issues were raised, and I'm happy that the team from Centum, together with the team from the county government, managed to explain in a very candid way how this project will impact positively their lives. And after that, I received 2 memos from the local people that, Governor, you can now go ahead and approve the project, because as the local people living around Ipingo, we welcome this project. And that is the only time that we did approve this project. And since then, we've worked very closely, extremely closely, with Centum to make sure that this project becomes a reality. I've had numerous discussions and talks and telephone discussion with Fred. There's been a lot of talk about alliance here. I did not approve this project because most of the people who called me are from Alliance. Because Fred, whenever you tend to differ, he'll always remind you of those days that you're in alliance with him. James, the same thing. And when I looked at the development plans that were done, I'll see the name of Arthur there. Again from Alliance. We used to play a lot of soccer in set one. So I felt, leave alone the fact that this project is going to give us a lot of positive things as a community, as a county. But then I felt I was home with the kind of people who are fronting this particular project. I had the confidence that indeed whatever was being said about this project will indeed be implemented because of the kind of chaps that were midwifing this particular project. And as the PS has said, all the 47 counties, we're out there, we're in the market looking for investors. So for any investor to choose to put their billions in your county, as a county government, we don't take it for granted. This project could have gone anywhere in this country. You could have gone to Kwale, it's still in the coast. It could have gone to Tana River, it's still in the coast. It could have gone to Taita Taveta. It could have gone to Lamu. But they chose to pitch camp here in Kilifi. And therefore, the mere decision that Centum decided to give us that score of confidence, we said on our part, we need to partner with them, work with them to make sure that indeed their vision, which vision actually dovetails into our own vision as a county government. Because as the PS said, one of the agendas out of the big four, housing is extremely critical. It's a priority. It's one of the big four agendas given to us by the president. And for any investor coming in to fill in that gap, because one, as a national government and as a county government, we don't have that financial muscle to put the kind of housing that Centum will put. Ours is to maybe create the policy, the enabling environment, the facilitative environment to make sure that the agenda on affordable housing becomes a reality. We may not be able to have the funds to do it as county government. And I'm happy with this project because it takes care of those who have a lot of money and those who are the middle and those who have less. If you look at the Awali estate setup, if you cannot afford to get one unit here, you just need to cross the other side of the road and pick according to your pocket. So it corresponds and it fits in the demands of the local person here. I'm aware that quite a number of my officers have invested across the road. That makes us happy. You can imagine a good project like this, and none of the locals actually own even an inch of this project. But today, in fact, a good number of the homeowners here, a good number are from Kilifi County. And to us, that answers, that shows the thirst for affordable housing. That shows you that there's a gap. The demand for affordable housing is there. It's only that we do not have many people who are wishing to invest in this particular sector. And therefore, we congratulate Centum for choosing Kilifi and for choosing to put this kind of project. From the presentation that was given before we gave our approvals, this is just the beginning. What Centum is doing is to build a picture through a mosaic. So this is just one piece of the mosaic that Centum is building. I know there is an area that has been earmarked for industries and manufacturing, for hospitality. There's a mall coming up here. If you look at the complete picture of what Centum would wish to achieve in Kilifi, it's a whole city. It's a new city with its everything. And that is what we're looking at. Today, if you look south of Mombasa, you will never get a good private hospital. And yet, most of the so-called rich people living at the coast live south of Mombasa. Some years back, they used to stay in Nyali. Today, I have them here. And therefore, the vision for Centum to look at the health sector also, which is one of the biggest demand as we speak in the southern part of the coast, is something that as a county government we encourage, and how we wish that that can be done sooner than later. With the coming of this project, so many good things have happened in this county. This project has been like a magnet. It's an investment magnet to us as a county. Immediately we approved this particular project, and when you started the implementation of this project, we've had quite a number of investors coming in wanting to put their investments along those corridors. Why? Because they've seen what Centum is doing, and that has given them confidence to invest in Kilifi. We have had quite a number of manufacturing EPZ setups along this corridor. We are in the process of approving one of the biggest hospitals in this country, which the investor intends to build in Kikambala, again along this corridor. We've just approved one of the biggest hotels, I believe, in East and Central Africa, the Palm Exotica, a 60-story building that is supposed to come up in Watamu. There's a major project coming up just across here, a 5-star hotel with a golf course. All these investors are being attracted by this magnet that we put up here. And therefore we want to thank you, because many would have hesitated, that those who are waiting to see many investors so that they can follow. But for those who will come after you, they may not get the kind of terms you got. The presence of Centum here, the presence of this project here, has made the land, the value of this land, increase. You could get land here maybe for 10 million per acre. Today, you need 15 or 20 million to get an acre of land here. And the value keeps increasing because of the kind of investment that we're seeing. From Mombasa, you'll drive all the way to Garissa. You'll never come across a shopping mall. Because of this project, and thanks to Centum, very soon we'll have our own mall that will serve the population, not just in Kilifi South, but all the way to Malindi and even Lamu. So this project is going to open up this part of the coast, not just Kilifi County, but it's going to open up the neighboring counties, the counties of Lamu and Tana River. And because of that, as a county government, we said we have to do whatever it takes, within the law, of course, to make sure that we work with you in your vision to realize this dream. Today, this is the first step towards building that bigger mosaic. But the first step is good enough. We are more encouraged that indeed the project will finally be completed. I want to thank James for roping in the community. Sometimes, and I advise investors coming to Kilifi, I always do advise investors coming to Kilifi, that you're better off bringing on board the population, the local residents. Because once the community owns that project, then they become the defenders of that project. They become your allies. And that is exactly what James and his team did. And because of that, as Ken has said, we have 200 bright and needy kids from this neighborhood that are in school. That their dreams that would have otherwise collapsed for lack of fees. But thanks to Centum, those dreams are slowly being realized because their fees are being paid by Centum. So we've also seen the human face of this project. There's a big project that is coming out just close to the beach, the water project. The water that will come out of that project will not just be used for these housing estates, but the local people will also be able to get a share of that water. Again, we are seeing a human face of this project. And this is what we want to see from all investors. If you come to Kilifi, get to know we have residents here. We are ready and willing to embrace your investment, but also be ready and willing to embrace our people. Because once we do that, the sky becomes the limit. There are quite a number of other pending issues that we are pursuing with Centum. But my commitment and my undertaking that I can give to Centum is, as a county government, we'll always be there to facilitate, to play a facilitative role, to make sure that the vision, the dream, the vision, the two end up becoming a reality, like what Musangi has said. The diaspora is very thirsty for investment. Today I'm being told by James that these units are gone. I think it's only 4 remaining. And I'm told there's none that is remaining across the road. All the apartments are gone. Alafu mnasema Kenya hakuna pesa. Kivipi? But you see, that goes to show one thing, that the demand is there. And just like James said, this is something that nobody saw, but Chris managed to see it. Those days, if you're to tell someone to build any project here like this one, they'll tell you nani atanunua. But it takes a visionary to walk into uncharted waters with full faith that indeed he's going to succeed. And this project is indeed a success. So I want to congratulate all the homeowners. Karibuni Kilifi, you are now becoming part and parcel of us. Please do not default in your rates paying. If you're behind, I've announced, last week I did announce a waiver. Take advantage of that. And make sure we build Kilifi together. And congratulations to Centum. Congrats to James and your team. I'm happy to see how Centum is doing its thing. Look at the kind of leadership that is at the front line. Moving boulders, moving heavyweights, making things happen. Young people. Another time when you give young people leadership, you can only succeed. Look at Fred. Fred is said to be the junior to James in high school. I was like, really? James, you're so junior to me. How can... You know, when I was leaving Alliance High School in 1992, James Nonaingia is coming in as Form 1. It's amazing to see how young professionals are making a difference in this country. And I think once, as leaders, as elected leaders, if we give our people, our young people, the right environment, they can do so much. We have seen it in the young people in Centum. Kudos to the team. May God bless you, and may you continue to do the great work. In my boyhood days, we will say strong to serve. That was the school motto of Alliance High School, and that motto still lives on. On a light note, as I end, these chaps who went Alliance, they will never speak without mentioning Alliance. They will never. Whether young, whether old, I came across 90 years old. And the only thing he told me, you know, I was in Alliance. They'll never grow. And that's why I was sharing a joke here with James. A joke that was posted in our group WhatsApp, school WhatsApp group, the class of 92. That there's this father who had a 32-year-old. And he looked at his son and said, son, one day you'll be a man. But the 32-year-old son looked at him and said, hey, Dad, what do you mean? I am a man, I'm 32 years. So the father looked at the guy and said, hey, no. You've never grown because you keep telling people you went to Alliance. You've never grown. So that is how these chaps are. They never grow. I can name 80% of my classmates. I cannot name 5% of my classmates in law school. That's how imprisoned we are. I see Alliance not a school, it's an imprisonment. It's a cult. So thank you so much. God bless. And may your investment here in Kilifi be rewarding for now and the days to come. Thank you so much.